What up, guys? Gangstapranksta bringing the weekly wrestling review. Welcome to the show. If you're new to the show, this is where we talk everything about professional wrestling, from news reviews to predictions. We talk about it all. So if you're a fan of professional wrestling, welcome to the show. This will be reviews for the weeks of September 29th and October 6th. This is going to be a double, like I said before. I've been slacking like a motherfucker. Like, I'm kind of up to date on all my wrestling, but for the most part, I was so fucking behind. It's ridiculous. So let's catch up. This week we'll be reviewing 2 Raw, 2 Smackdown, 2 Impact, 2 NXT, 2 Ring of Honors, and a fuck ton of wrestling news. Good, juicy wrestling news. I don't think there's any gossip. Whatever, it's all wrestling news. We're going to talk about WWE 13 DLC. I'm going to review the Hulk Hogan sex tape. That is the seller for this episode. I will be reviewing the Hulk Hogan sex tape. Incredible. That's one word I'm going to describe it with. So stay tuned for that. That'll be near the end of the show. So let's start off with our reviews. First, we got Raw. This will be from the 2 weeks prior. Anything? Let me just see if there's anything worth talking about. Mick Foley was there. He had a good back and forth with CM Punk, and Foley just talked about Punk needing to step it up to become a legend, and take on all challengers and just be the champion that he should. And Punk's just like, I am the WWE champion. I'm already a legend. This is a really good back and forth. The whole CM Punk and all these legends that have been like, if you're really that good, face John Cena. Face him. Come on, pussy. Face him. Stop being a punk. No pun. The pun was intended. I did it. Sorry about that. But yeah, I like it a lot, especially since Cena's injured and he can't appear as much as probably WWE wants him to. We'll talk about that more in the news section. And what else? Michael Cole interviewed Jerry Lawler. Jerry Lawler talked about how he's feeling much better, and he talked about how he doesn't remember what happened that night. So that's good that he got to kind of forget it, but I don't know. He had a heart attack, like, holy shit. So, and he also said he doesn't know when he'll be back. So it's being rumored that he'll probably be back probably around 2013 in the new year, just to give him enough time to recover. So that's some good news for him. Some much needed time off. What else? The fans got to decide Kane and Daniel Bryan's team name. Oh, hold on. No. That's the second part. The first part, they had some backstage segments with Dr. Shelby. They were doing it at a diner. This team, man, it's so fucking good. And I'm going to talk about what I've really been enjoying WWE doing later on. Just the whole... And their new team name, the fans got to decide, so their team name is Hell No, Team Hell No. And I really like that name because it's so, like, it's simple. Like, it's so simple that I didn't think about it, I probably would have called them Team Friendship or something, so good. Hell No is fucking great. That's a great team name. After they got their team name, they got jumped by Cody Rhodes and Damian Sandow. I think that's it for Raw. Oh, the last segment was John Cena comes out and talks about being injured, and he talks about CM Punk. Punk comes out and says Cena has gotten many title shots, and someone else should get the title shot. Punk tells Cena to leave or he's going to beat him up. Cena pulls out a pipe, hits Punk. Punk walks to the back, attacks Mick Foley, and then turns to see Ryback staring at him. So will this lead to a Ryback CM Punk feud? To be honest, I hope not. I fucking hope not. And I'll explain why on the second Raw review. So, one more second. We're almost there. NXT, nothing worth talking about. Cassius Ohno and Richie Steamboat had a pretty good match. I'm really loving Ono on NXT. I love Chris here. I think he's solid. You can do a great interview. You can have a great match. And this whole feud, I'm really enjoying it. So, yay for Chris, or Cassius Ono. His name is Cassius. Cassius. I don't fucking know. Alright. We got, next is Impact. Samoa Joe versus Mr. Anderson for the to decide a new TV champion. It was okay. Joe won and is the new TV champion. They had the gut check challenge for Evan Markopoulos. He pretty much didn't get a contract. But TNA, please to God, I've been screaming this since like day one, since of this gut check. Get a goddamn tag team. Fuck, your tag team division is a balls. Get a new goddamn tag team. That's about it for that Impact. Smackdown. Anything on Smackdown that's worth talking about? Nope. And Ring of Honor, they showed matches from some pay-per-view that happened. ROH Boiling Point. Okay, so this is the stuff that happened last week. So it starts out with CM Punk and Paul Heyman. They talk about John Cena. Punk says that Cena will get a match at Hell in a Cell. Heyman says that AJ is not... Oh, yeah. I don't know if I talked about this. No, I didn't. I didn't talk about this. Was that last... Yeah, it was. Heyman he proposed to AJ and she smacked him. And Heyman says AJ is not allowed to attack anyone else, or else the board is going to come down and fire her or something. Ziggler and Vicky Guerrero come out. They said they should work together. AJ comes out and says she has a coach helping her. Daniel Bryan comes out and says it's all his fault because he dumped AJ. Kane comes out. He says he's a tag team champion. Everyone starts screaming stuff. I love that little moment. You know, him and Bryan, I'm tag team champion. I'm tag team champion. Punk chimes in. I'm the WWE champion. Ziggler chimes in. I'm the Money in the Bank. It was just a great little hoorah. Anyways, AJ makes a match between Team Hell No and Punk and Ziggler. First match, we got Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara taking out Epico and Primo. Pretty good match. Sin Cara and Rey Mysterio win. They're having a tag team title tournament to decide who are going to face Team Hell No, I think, at Hell in a Cell. You got... I'm really liking the team of Rhodes Scholars, Damian Sandow and Cody Rhodes. I think they're... it's weird seeing them together. Like, they just look like an odd couple. But I like the name, and I'm looking forward to the tag team. We have Bros Clay versus Antonio Cesaro. Okay match. Cesaro wins. Miz versus Zack Ryder. Okay match. Miz wins. Oh man, the worst thing on this fucking Raw. Booker T comes out to moderate a debate between Big Show and Sheamus. This was bad. This was so bad. Big Show's podium broke. It was like, fuck it, I'm done. It was so bad. I don't even want to talk about it. Next. Eve versus Beth Phoenix. Okay match. Eve wins. Santino taking on Heath Slater. Okay match. Santino wins by DQ after Drew McIntyre and Jinder Mahal get involved. Sheamus versus Damian Sandow. They had a good match. Sheamus ended up taking the victory. Next we have Michael Cole brings out JR for the Jim Ross Appreciation Nights. JR comes out and is immediately interrupted by CM Punk. Punk and JR go back and forth. Punk saying JR and him have something in common. They're both the best in the world. JR says that Punk is not the best in the world. And Punk berates JR, telling him to get out of the ring. JR starts walking to the back. Ryback comes out and gets in the ring, and Punk bails. So, okay, so let's talk about why I don't want to see Ryback versus CM Punk. Why don't I want to see it personally? I don't think Ryback can wrestle a long enough match, which is like Punk's specialty. Like, he can wrestle really long matches. And I think he's good enough of a wrestler that he could probably have a good match with Ryback. But I don't know, I'm just really not digging Ryback. I don't know. I don't know what it is. He'd make Punk look weak as shit, just tossing him all over the place. And like, if Punk beats him, he's got to beat him by cheating. But Heyman gets involved, hit him with the title. That probably won't knock him out. Grab some tights, something. You got to do something, because like go to sleep, not gonna put that fucking guy out. Like it seems like a lose-lose situation. So I'm not liking that. Next we got Alberto Del Rio taking on Kofi Kingston. Okay match. Del Rio wins, and in the main event we have Team Hell No taking on CM Punk and Dolph Ziggler. Good match. Team Hell No wins. Big win for them, especially pinning CM Punk. I'm really, really loving what they're doing with Team Hell No. They're putting them in all these like big situations, facing these main eventers. You know, I don't remember who they faced last week, but you know they just got these high segments. They're facing guys at the top of the card. They faced CM Punk and Dolph Ziggler. They beat the WWE champion. You know, that's a big win. They're being put in these big situations, which is rare for a tag team. It really is. Like, when's the last time a tag team ended Raw? Or was pushed to this caliber? It hasn't been. The last time I can think of is probably Jericho. They had a good run as a tag team. They did some main event stuff with DX and stuff. So yeah, since like what? When was Jericho? 2009? 2010? It's almost like 2-3 years. There hasn't been a decent up there tag team. So Team Hell No, oh man, I'm loving it. They're so great. They have the chemistry is so fucking amazing between these two. I love it. I love it. Next we got NXT. It starts out with Drew McIntyre taking on Richie Steamboat. Pretty good match. McIntyre wins. Next we got Big E Langston taking on Aiden English. Blah match. Langston wins. Next we got Michael McGillicuddy comes out and calls out Seth Rollins. Rollins is basically like, shut up and let's fight. And McGillicuddy just bails. Next we got Percy Watson versus Cassius Ohno. This was actually a pretty good match. I'm not really the biggest fan of Percy Watson, but I think this was a pretty good match. Ohno ended up taking the victory, and the main event was the Ascension taking on Justin Gabriel and Tyson Kidd. Good match. Ascension wins. Next we got Impact. Starts out with Mr. Anderson taking on Gunner. Pretty good match. Anderson wins. Throughout the night, there was Sting looking for a partner to take on the Aces and Eights at Bound for Glory, so he was just scouting these matches. Scouting Mr. Anderson, scouting Gunner. Next we got Tara and Gail Kim taking on Brooke Tessmacher and ODB. Pretty good match. Tara and Gail win. Almost combined their names. Next we got Al Snow comes out and calls out Joey Ryan. Ryan apologizes. Or Ryan comes out. Al apologizes. Al pulls out a contract. Joey signs it right away without reading it. And then Al's like, you know what? We have a match at Bound for Glory. And if you want a TNA contract, you gotta beat me. So, good match. Kind of surprised they're doing this on Bound for Glory. Like, I don't know. It just seems odd. Like, on the biggest show of them all, let's have a guy that's not under contract on the show. Just, I don't know. That's weird to me. Next we got Samoa Joe versus RVD TV title match. Pretty good match. Joe wins. Next we got Chavo Guerrero versus Kurt Angle. Pretty good match. Chavo wins. The ending was terrible. Like, Angle hits the Angle slam on Chavo, and instead of pinning, he turns around and he went after Hernandez, allowing Chavo to roll him up. I'm like, that's fucking stupid. You could have pinned him and won. Why are you gonna turn around? It's terrible. Stupid ending. Next we got Doug Williams taking on Zima Ion. X Division title match. Okay match. Doug wins after Zima won't let go of a submission. It seems like they're gonna do Douglas Williams at Zima Ion at Bound for Glory, which I don't really like because this is pretty much thrown together last minute. You know, Zima won't let go of a submission. Oh, let's reverse the win. So that means Doug Williams has a win over the champion. Oh, let's just throw this on the pay-per-view. No build-up. No build-up. But if you want to know what I would do at Bound for Glory, I don't know if this will go up before or after, but I'm uploading how I would do Bound for Glory. And Zima Ion has a match. But who does he take on? You got to watch the video to find out. So go check it out, how I would book TNA Bound for Glory 2012. I I don't know if it's up already. You know what? I don't know when I'm going to upload this, so whatever. Next, James Storm comes out and is interrupted by Robert Roode. Roode comes out, talks shit about King Mo. Mo comes out and shoves Roode to the ground. I could care less about King Mo. I couldn't care less about King Mo. I care the least amount that I possibly could. Like, just stay away from wrestling, please. Brock Lesnar, fine. Why? He was a former professional wrestler. You're coming in as a UFC fighter. See, Lesnar, he was a wrestler turned football player turned UFC fighter, but he came back as a wrestler. He's not coming in as a UFC fighter. So, UFC fighter, MMA fighter. I know people are gonna get pissed at me, but whatever. Next we got Austin Aries, Bully Ray, and Jeff Hardy in a three-way. Pretty good match. Bully wins, and in the main events segment, we had Sting and Hulk Hogan come out and announce who Sting is going to team with at Bound for Glory. Sting wants Mr. Anderson. Anderson gets jumped backstage by Aces and Eights. Bully Ray gets in the ring and says Sting should pick him. Hogan agrees, so at Bound for Glory it's going to be Bully Ray and Sting taking on Aces and Eights. I think this is a huge letdown. Just a tag team match? Again, I booked, I think, a better match for the Aces and Eights and TNA thing. My Bound for Glory, it's a little plug. It's not a plug, I just think this, just a tag team match? Like, Aces and Eights has 17 fuckers, and TNA has probably 17 fuckers that aren't going to do anything but Bound for Glory. Have a bigger match, have a 5-on-5. That's what I would do. Go watch a video. Anyways, so yeah. Next we got Smackdown. It starts out with Big Show comes out, brags about knocking people out. Sheamus comes out and Show leaves. Sheamus mocks Big Show at the end. It was a terrible start to the show. First match, Primetime Players taking on Kofi Kingston and R-Truth. Pretty good match. Primetime Players win. Next we got Ryback versus Primo. Okay match. Ryback wins. Next we got Alicia Fox taking on Layla. Pretty good match. Layla wins. Wade Barrett versus someone. Blah match. Barrett wins. Sheamus versus Miz. Pretty good match. Miz wins after Big Show knocks him out. David Otunga and Alberto Del Rio taking on Team Hell No. Pretty good match. Hell No wins. Again, another big match. Alberto Del Rio, he is viewed as a main eventer, I believe. At least in my book, he's a main eventer. David Otunga, not so much, but again, it's big brownie points for Team Hell No being in the ring with all these huge main eventers and stuff. So, another win for Team Hell No. Oh my god, I can't say it enough. Team Hell No, oh man, I don't want to eat my words, but like, CM Punk and Team Hell No tied for the best things in WWE right now. Along with JBL on commentary, that's pretty fucking good. And JR too, but I like JBL. Next we got Big Show vs. Tensai. Okay match. Tensai wins after Sheamus kicks Tensai. Hold on, did I talk about this? Hold on, I need to back up to Raw. The whole fucking Tensai Ryback thing where he couldn't pick him up. That was shitty because on the SmackDown previously, he picked him up with ease. And it's like, you do it on Raw in front of everybody. I guess he had stage fright. I don't know. He couldn't get him up. I must have just ran through the results. Anyway, the Ryback Tensai thing, he couldn't lift him up. That was funny as shit. Because you got this monster who you're building as a monster, but he can't pick up Tensai. But again, it's a two-way move. Tensai, he didn't look like he helped getting himself up there, so some blame can be put on him as well. Anyways, Tensai wins after Sheamus kicks Tensai. He won by DQ. And in the main event, we have CM Punk versus Dolph Ziggler. Good match. Punk wins. I want to talk about Punk in a second in the news section, because there's another thing I want to review. Ring of Honor. Next, we had Davey Richards gave a welcome back speech. First match, we got Homicide versus Jay Lethal. Good match. Lethal wins. And in the main event, Mike Mondo and Adam Cole TV title match. Good match. Cole wins. Matt Hardy was on commentary for this match, and after the match, he went to Adam Cole and he's like, I'm better than you. So is this going to lead to a possible feud? Are they promoting for an indie event? I don't know. That'd be cool to see Matt Hardy and Adam Cole. I don't know if Adam Cole's going to be on the team or the Ring of Honor roster. No, Matt Hardy, I meant. I think I said Adam Cole. Whatever. That'd be interesting. Alright, so next we got the news section. Lots to talk about, just so much. First, I want to talk about that CM Punk thing that I wanted to talk about. So recently his DVD came out, his documentary. It's called Best in the World. And I ended up watching a early pre-released, I don't think it was pre-released, I don't know, I ended up watching it. And it was really fucking good. Like, I wanted to buy it. I was going to buy the DVD. But the website that I go to watch movies and shit had it. And I'm like, you know what? Let's fucking watch it. I'm probably going to still end up buying the DVD. Because there was matches on there that I wanted to watch. They didn't get included on the little thing. I ended up watching the documentary. And it's a solid-ass documentary. I thought it was a really good look at Punk. And not just Punk. They did a really good job of, like, exploring everything. Exploring his life. Talking about his childhood. Talking about how his parents didn't really love him. He left home, went to go live with his friends. And I knew he had sisters, but those aren't his real sisters. Those are just like they're not blood sisters, okay? Like, he still sees them as sisters, but those aren't his blood sisters, so. You know, he used to do backyard wrestling, and then they talked about him at, you know, training. Had interviews with, like, Ace Steel, Colt Cabana, Lita, just people from his past, which was really good. The only person that I saw that was, like, awkward as shit on the DVD that I don't think belonged was Miz. Like, CM Punk buried the Miz when he's like, yeah, at WrestleMania, I don't know which WrestleMania Miz and Cena faced. I think it was 27, 28? 27, I believe. Anyways, he's like, yeah, Miz, he shouldn't have been in that main event. That should have been me. And it's like, you diss him, but he's still on your DVD, and it's like, it was whatever. Miz was the only one that was like, why are you here? Why are you fucking here? But yeah, they had interviews with, like, Kofi Kingston, Triple H, Michael Hayes, a lot of big ups. So it was really good documentary. They showcased his rise on the indies, you know, wrestling at IWA Mid-South, developing a huge name for himself in Ring of Honor, going through the developmental system in WWE, OVW, how he became friends with Paul Heyman, what Paul Heyman taught to him, you know, his stuff in ECW, then being moved to SmackDown, being the world champion, and how he was frustrated. Like, it was so good. They went in depth. They talked about some stuff I didn't think they were going to talk about. And overall, I thought it was a great there was a great story about Joey Mercury. For those of you who don't know, Joey Mercury when he got his face busted open, he went through a bad cycle with drugs, and you know, he was so bad that his house was gonna get foreclosed. And Punk's like, you know, how much do you need to save your house? And they didn't give the exact number, but it was 6 figures, so like over $100,000 Punk gave to his friend so he could keep his house. And that was just a very touching story of, like, you know, Joey Mercury, how he and Punk, you know, he didn't really like Punk at first, and then, you know, they grew to be friends, and, you know, he did that for him, and then he got him a job, and he ended up being part of the Straight Edge Society, and it was just really good. It was a really good documentary. I really recommend it. If you're a fan of CM Punk, go get that DVD, Best in the World. I know I'm going to pick it up. I already watched it, but I'd love to watch it again. It was just really good. Really well done. And they went surprisingly more in depth than TNA than or not TNA. They didn't mention TNA at all. He's like, yeah, I worked on a Wednesday in Nashville, and that was it. That was TNA. That was the only TNA mention. How in depth they went in with Ring of Honor. You know, he went to an empty arena with a Ring of Honor ring. And he just talked about his time. I would have loved for Samoa Joe to have been on the DVD because, you know, they talked about their matches, Punk and Joe, and I just thought Joe would have been so perfect on this DVD. Another person that's really close to CM Punk is Christopher Daniels. I would have loved to seen him on the DVD, but they didn't end up making appearances because they're with TNA, but, you know, it's whatever. Overall, great DVD. Definitely a pickup if you're a Punk fan. Definitely if you're a pickup. It's just a really good documentary. You know, I think it was really good. Go pick it up. Go pick it. It's so fucking good. So yeah, that was my review. But that was part of the news section, though. Some more news. TNA recently released their DLC lineup for WWE 13, so give me a second to just pop it up. Okay, so they're releasing 3 DLC packs. The first one is... And I'll give my feelings after. If you watch the WWE Universe, the most recent one, I gave my thoughts and opinions on this DLC pack and how I think... Whatever, I'll tell you after. So, they have 3 packs coming out. The first one is the Attitude Era Stars pack, available launch. The day the game comes out, you're going to get a pack of DLC, and that comes with Gangrel, Val Venus, and Too Cool. And then in December, you'll be able to get the Superstars pack with Ryback, AJ Lee. You're going to get like 10 titles and some other stuff. And then in January, I think this is the last DLC pack. This is all they've announced so far. In January, you'll be able to get Antonio Cesaro, Damian Sando, the Usos, somebody else, I think it's Layla and Natalia. And you'll also be able to get Brian Pillman, which, very interesting. There's another person, but this article didn't list them all. Yeah, and they'll add a bunch of moves. And if you buy the Fan Access program, which it will prepay all your DLC, it's like $20, and if you buy this, you get all the DLC for free when it comes out. And you will also get DDP and Goldust, so that's a really cool incentive to go pick that up. Overall, there's 2 things I'm not a big fan of in these DLC packs. I'm excited about everyone that's involved, all the characters, Gangrel, Val Venus, Too Cool, Ryback, Damian Sando. You know, the more characters, the better. But the 2 problems that I have, first, DLC on day 1. This pretty much tells me this should have been in the game, and they're like, you know what, let's make them pay for it, and that's what they're doing. So I think that's just a terrible move on THQ's part. It's like, you're in so much financial trouble that you're going to make us pay for DLC on day 1. Like, I'm going to get it, but it's fucking stupid. Like, do it the next week or the week after. Like, hold out. If you only have 3 DLC packs, why are you going to give them to us right away? Like, chill. Also, the second problem I have with, I don't want to pay for superstars that I should have. Drew McIntyre and the Usos, Layla, Natalia, AJ Lee, they should all be in the game. Guys like Ryback, Antonio Cesaro, Sando, there was another one, Tenzai. I understand why they're not in the game. They came later in the year, and they probably didn't make the final cut of the roster. I'm fine with that. But guys like Usos, Yoshitatsu, Drew McIntyre, they should all be in the fucking game. Why do I have to pay for people that should be in the fucking game? That's retarded. I'm not saying it's like, this example that I'm going to do is pretty outrageous, but it's kind of similar to what this is. That's like selling a Street Fighter game without Ryu. You know, that's a main... I'm not saying they're that important, but it's like, he should be in the game, and why are you going to take him out of the game? That's like making you pay for Ryu if you bought a Street Fighter game. It's like, no, he should be in the fucking game. Why are you going to make me pay for it? I know that example probably sucked because Ryu's like the main face of Street Fighter, but whatever. Yeah, so I fucking hate that I'm going to have to pay for the Usos, for Drew McIntyre, for Yoshitatsu, when they should already be in the fucking game. I knew this shit was going to happen. THQ pulls this all the time. Half the divas on WWE 12, you have to pay for them or some shit. I don't remember. It was like ridiculous. Layla, she should already be in the game. You're gonna have to pay for her. Natalia, I think you gotta pay for. AJ Lee is so fucking stupid on THQ's part. And, you know, fuck me, because I'm gonna buy it. Like, I probably shouldn't buy it to boycott it, but to be honest, this game looks fucking sick. I've been watching the universe mode. Somebody's been sending me these videos of, like, the universe, and it looks like the shit that I need, you know, like, you know, do you want to turn on this person, or do you want to throw the chair away? I need that shit. This happens way too much in my universe. Too much fucking bullshit. I don't want that. I want to be able to control the situation, and if it'll allow me to do that, that'll be fucking amazing. And, yeah, solid roster, man, the Attitude Era. I'm so glad they added Gangrel, Too Cool, and Val Venus. Brian Pillman, very shocking that they added him, but that's cool as shit. DDP is also pretty shocking, but yeah, it's cool to have him in there too. So I'm pretty excited about this game. Hope you guys are too. It's gonna be sick. What's next on the docket? Oh, Batista recently had his first MMA fight last weekend. He ended up taking the victory. Overall, his performance, his opponent was just really out of shape, and I don't think it was like the fight he was looking for. You know, it just seemed like he got a fight to get a fight. Like, it was pretty much no chance. You saw the guys, like, really out of shape and Batista's just thin and lean and full of muscle, and just, he didn't have a good performance, but, you know, it's his first fight. You can't blame him. He ended up taking the victory. Did he knock him out? I can't believe. I can't believe it. I don't believe so, I mean. I think the referee stopped it, because, yeah, it was a bad fight. Just don't watch it. And I can't wait until Batista gets knocked the fuck out, and I can laugh, because I don't really like Batista. So, either get choked out, knock the fuck out, put him in there, put him in with someone that will just beat the fuck out of him, please. Next, John Cena's injured. I forgot to talk about this on the last weekly wrestling review. He injured his ankle at Night of Champions, and had elbow surgery, removing bone spurs. It's being reported that he'll be out for 2 weeks, and it's being said that he'll be at Hell in a Cell. We'll have to wait and see, but I think they're putting precautionary measures to face, in case Cena can't make it. Hey, let's do Ryback versus Punk. Which, meh. Next, WWE.com has announced that they've released Kelly Kelly effective September 28th. It is being said that she is leaving on good terms with the company. She has not been used regularly since around WrestleMania 28. She returned to the ring August 6th, but has not been used since. Basically, she just wanted a lighter schedule, and, you know, WWE's like, nope. And she's like, alright, I don't want to wrestle anymore, and she wants to pursue other ventures. You know, she's gone. It's rumored Beth Phoenix is going to leave. Definitely a big hit to the Divas division, but I think Layla's doing a great job. Eva's doing a great job. I think they're using Beth Phoenix more to kind of keep her happy. Like, okay, you've been on TV for like 4 weeks straight. You know, don't leave. You know, we love you. But you know, I don't know. Kelly, I don't care about her. I really don't, but that's another person they're not going to have in their Divas division, which is whatever. I don't care. Last but not least, the Hulk Hogan sex tape. The one, the review. The thing you've been waiting for this whole episode. Hopefully. Not hopefully. Hopefully you like the whole thing, but sex tape review with Hulk Hogan. Where do I start? This thing is just fucking ridiculous. First, let's start with, who's he having sex with? It's fucking amazing. He's having sex. Okay, for those of you who don't know, around 2010, when Hogan debuted in TNA, he brought his friend Bubba the Love Sponge. And in real life, they're best friends. They're really good friends, because they Bubba let Hogan fuck his wife. That's who's in the sex tape. That's Bubba the Love Sponge's wife. Now, the whole sex tape hasn't been released. It's only been about a minute and a half clip. There's about 2 seconds of sex. But the whole thing was just fucking ridiculous. Okay, so it starts off with Hogan. No, he's not butt-ass naked right away. He, he's there with the naked chick. She's on the bed. He's standing up. He's getting ready to get it on, lay you by the fire. Anyways, and you hear Bubba the Love Sponge. Alright, I'll let you guys, do your thing. I'll be in my office if you need me. First, who lets their best friend fuck their wife, bro? Like, another thing I want to say. This chick, pretty fucking hot. Like, she's pretty fucking sexy. But she's also a whore. Like, I've seen some of her pictures. Like, she likes to take pictures of her tits. Not that there's a problem with that, but like when every picture is like, hey, I got a new camera, and she's got a picture of her tits, it's like, come on, like, it's so obvious you're a fucking whore. You fuck other dudes when you're married and have kids. But anyway, she's hot. I'd bang her. There's probably a long lineup. Holy shit. Anyways. So, she's about to suck his dick. Okay, so she leaves, or Bubba leaves. It cuts to Hogan's butt-ass naked. You can see the tan lines. That was pretty funny. And, first, I gotta say, holy shit, Hogan's got a big one. If all this bullshit, eat your vitamins and say your prayers, is gonna give me a fucking big-ass dick like Hogan, give me some goddamn vitamins, I'll start eating all my vegetables, saying my prayers before, and I go to sleep, after I go to sleep, like, holy, he's got a big-ass dick. I thought he was half black. Goddamn. So she starts sucking his dick. Then his phone rings. The most ironic thing that's being pointed out about this sex tape, his daughter's song is the ringtone to this. His daughter's song is the ringtone, and when it rang, she has a song called About Us, and the line that played in the video, it's like, they don't know about us. And it's so fitting for the situation, because like they're secretly having sex, and then they have this whole phone playing, and they don't know about us. And it's so fitting and ironic how that worked out, but it did. So he's like, you know what, I don't want to fucking answer this. Goes back to getting his dick sucked. He gets in bed, she gets on top of him. She's like, oh, your big dick feels good in my pussy. She actually said that. That's word for word what she said. So she gets on top. It cuts right away. And, what happened next? Oh, he's complaining. He's like, I probably shouldn't have done this, brother. I just ate. I feel like a pig. Oh, God, I feel like a pig. And that's all he's talking about. He's like, oh, I feel really shitty because I ate so much. And it's like, you just banged this hot chick, bro. Whatever. So he's complaining about that. They're talking. They're like, oh, she's like, oh, you should go see him. And then he tells a story about his son Nick. His girlfriend has a twin, and she wants to date Hogan when he gets divorced. Meanwhile, this whole thing, they weren't even divorced yet, and he's already banging other chicks. It's like, holy shit, Hulkster. Calm down, brother. So yeah, he ends up finishing, or the video cuts. Again, it's only like a 2-minute video. So they're talking, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna go. He's like, thanks for the time, you're the best. They kiss. And that kind of threw me off. She just sucked your dick. And do you kiss her? I wouldn't. You don't kiss a hoe in the mouth. That's a good tip for everybody. Don't kiss a hoe in the mouth. He kisses her goodbye. And that's it. He walks out. I guess he goes to talk to Bubba the Love Sponge. Like, hey, your wife? Pfft. Bang the fuck out of her. And that's it. That was a Hogan sex tape. I'm waiting for the full release. I don't know if it'll come out because Hogan's threatening lawsuits out the ass. And I was talking to my friend Kuda, who's actually a lawyer. He's not a lawyer. He likes to think he is, but he studied criminal law. And he pretty much said that since Hogan saying, you know, I shouldn't have been videotaped. I was, you know, privacy, blah, blah, blah. But my friend's like, you know, you're at someone's house. You have no privacy. It's their fucking house. So, I think Hogan's lawsuit's not really going to get anywhere. The only lawsuit, like, probably not to leak it. That's the only thing. But it's going to get leaked out. It's the fucking internet. It's going to make its way there eventually. So, when that time comes, I'll watch the whole thing for you guys. I will. I'm debating whether I should link the clip in the description. Now, if you want to find it, just type in Gawker.com, GAWKER.com, Hogan sex tape, and you can go watch it. Go Google it, find it. It's easy to find. So yeah, that's it for the weekly wrestling review. Hope you guys enjoyed. It was a long one. It's almost like 40 minutes. Hold on, let me check. 40 minutes. Okay, let's start wrapping it up. I want to thank you guys for watching. Come back next time where I review Raw, Smackdown, Impact, Ring of Honor, NXT, and I think predictions for Bound for Glory, along with some other wrestling news. So yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of the Hogan sex tape, my review of all the wrestling shows. So yeah, go check out that CM Punk documentary. Don't check out the Hogan sex tape. Don't do it. Don't do it. He's got a big ass dick though. I was shocked. I was like, damn, Hogan, it's packing heat. Anyways, let's stop this conversation before it gets really gay. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.